Yeah.
Hi Sundaram, welcome to the session with Catway.
Hi.
So, first of all, a very congratulatory message from all the Catway members to score such a good percentile in CAT last year. Guys, as I had earlier mentioned, he was our last year student and he had scored a stellar 99.64 percentile in CAT. So as I saw that many of you were skeptical how to proceed in the last 70 days or so. So I thought it will be good. I, Bhalendu and Kamlindu are mentoring you on daily basis, but it will be good if you know the students' perspective, how they handled it during their times. So that's why here is Sundaram with you all. You guys can ask your doubts, whatever you have in your mind, and he will be answering for sure. Welcome to the session again, Sundaram.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you want to proceed? I can go for like 3-4 minutes quickly introducing,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then maybe we can open the stage for
Yeah.
discussion.
That will be a final thing to go for. So you can
Perfect.
proceed. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So my name is KK Sundaram. I did my graduation from DTU, and no, this is not a TMAY for me. I did my graduation from DTU, worked at GS for 20 months, GS Associates. I started preparing for CAT in my final year. So I gave 3 attempts. So it was a big journey for me. And till the end, I still don't know if that journey has ended or not. I'm still not okay with the 99.64 to be honest. But yeah, it has ended. I'm there at FMS now. So focusing there. But again, if I have to tell about my journey, my learnings. So my learning mainly is that CAT is a paper that everybody looks at with their own perspective. There is no one that looks at CAT in a wrong way. There are many ways for cracking it. For example, I was not good at anything. I was not good at quant, I was not good at DLR, I was not good at workup. I was average at everything. And average in all three sections gets you this percentage. So if you are happy with 99.64, then you just have to be average in all three sections. No more than that is required. If you are like very good at one section and you are not that good at the other section, then there may come a problem at some point. But I have seen my batchmates at FMS and I have seen their percentile, and I'll tell you, I have the lowest scores in all three sections when compared to a lot of my batchmates. But a lot of them have done very well in one section and not well in another. मेरे सारे section बराबर. So that's how I approach that. And yeah, so maybe we can open for doubts, and then with
So
that I can go ahead.
before opening the doubt session, Sundaram, what was your thought process during the journey? That's what everyone wanted to know. Okay, what was your thought process? Like when you started your preparation last year, as you said, it was a consecutive 3 years, third attempt for you. So when did you thought about giving CAT with the wholehearted effort last year? And what were your uh, assumptions, or if I will be putting it in a better way, what was your approach during the last 3 months?
Okay, so I'll tell one answer now, which is like a recording specific answer. And if Suraj sir permits to stop the recording in the end, I can be a bit more frank.
1 second, 1 second.
I was trying to overthink a lot. So that was it. And obviously, apart from that, if I had given one more attempt, first I would have been over experienced a bit, not too much. I'll tell you with my experience that there are 3-4 years experience and they are doing very well in FMS.
Yeah.
Second thing is that I was thinking about the ROI. So for me, the opportunity cost was too high if I would have taken another one. So that was my main reason for not taking CAT again.
So guys, let me tell you one thing. He was working at ZS and the work culture of ZS is a bit hectic, right, Sundaram, if I am not wrong?
Yeah.
Right? He was working for continuously, I think, and at an average hours of 9 or 10 on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It was
Minimum.
more than that.
Yeah, minimum 9-10.
So, with those many hours of working schedule, how did you prioritize your sections? As you said that you had an average section in all three. So, what was your mentality? How did you prioritize every section?
Okay.
With 10 or 12 hours of your work schedule, how did you manage these things? Because if I'm not wrong, you didn't take a sabbatical or leave for the last month also, right?
Yeah, I took for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Uh, so basically, the management part went this way. So my weakest section was fonts. I am an engineer. My weakest section is fonts. This happens. I am not the only one. I'll tell you. Weakest section is fonts in the way that I was really average in fonts. Matlab, if someone has to draw a line of average in fonts, it would be me on that line. Going to LRDI came to me a bit more. LRDI and verbal came to me a bit more intuitively. Like I did that in my way. I did not do that in any other person's way. I used to sit with the problem. I used to think about it. And once I got the solution, I used to apply those solutions in other problems as well. So basically, LRDI went for me in the analysis route. I'm doing a problem, I'm analyzing it, understanding the concept of it, and then applying it in the next problem. For verbal, how it went was that I was, and this was something that I and Suraj sir discussed. So I was stronger in summary based questions and questions which had options in them. I was not good at questions which did not have options in them. And generally, people are not good at that because if you look at the probability of getting that right, it is very low.
Exactly.
Generally, people are not good at the integer type questions that jump para jumbles. So I was also not good at that, and hence we decided that if we have time, if I have time, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll focus on the 3 summary questions, and rest all I will focus on RPs. The second problem that I had, and that was a major problem, that I was very torn between speed and quality. So should I get more questions right or should I go faster? So I had set a barrier that okay, I have to do this much, but I in the CAT exam I was not able to clear that barrier. I'll tell you. I always thought that I'll do all the RCs. I could not do all the RCs. I could only do 3 RCs in CAT exam. But once I did my second RC, I was confident that I'm doing everything right. So during the third RC, I made a choice that I leave the fourth RC and go to the summary based questions and then come back to the fourth RC. And I'll tell you, in that the fourth RC was very difficult. In my third slot, there was one RC that was extremely difficult. कुछ समझ नहीं आता उस आरती में, मेरे को पल्ले ही नहीं पड़ा क्या लिखा हुआ उसमें. So I was like, okay, leave this. And similarly happened in LRD. I had to leave one question. So one learning was that, and this I learned in a very bad way, was that in the previous CAT attempt, I got into ego in the LRDI section and actually fucked up my LRDI section. Sorry, fucked up. बोलने के लिए.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So
that's cool.
I did very bad in my LRDI section. Because there was a 4-set Venn diagram question, and this is very funny, and I'll say this on recording because this needs to be said. I was unable to draw that 4-set wala. I knew how to solve it. I was unable to draw it. I forgot how to draw that thing.
4 Venn diagram.
Yes, I just forgot the drawing, nothing else. And I was scribbling on paper like this for about 5 to 7 minutes. I was just scribbling. Somehow I get that drawing. I'll do this question for sure. It's a very easy question. I know that, but I'm scribbling away that okay, I'll get that drawing somehow. But I did not get it, and I did not revise the section. At 10 extra minutes, I could have revised. I made a lot of mistakes, and my LRDI was very bad. So because of LRDI, I got a 97.63%. If I would have left that question and checked my previous question, I may have been in my second year of FMS right now.
So you are talking about the last year before this final
yes,
attempt.
before this one. So this one I was sure that no matter what, I'll do the paper without any ego. I'll keep everything aside and take only my work with me and not any of my pride with me.
Exactly. So along with that was, and okay, Sundaram. So as you said that in your last attempt you just fucked up your DILR thing. So what? Once one section is screwed, how did you tackle the next section? Means if after DILR quant comes, so what's the mentality? What was your mentality when you got screwed in LRDI? So what was your mentality to tackle quant? Because it might happen with anyone, right? They are good at something, but they cannot do at that point of time. So what should be the intention going forward? What should be the approach going forward?
So if you have not done well in one section, and then you have to do another thing, generally this happens with LRDI and cons. So generally people, what I have seen and what I have done also, do not do very well in LRDI. So the biggest thing for LRDI, I'll tell you, if you have not done well, 99% of people have also not done well. Keep that in mind, because LRDI is a section in which scores always differ. One day LRDI 28 will get you 99 percentile, and for 1 year LRDI 40 will also not get you a 99 percentile.
Exactly.
So LRDI scores differ very tremendously, and this is true for other section, more for LRDI, but true for all the sections. So by your attempt and by your scores, do not judge your percentile. Keep this in mind. Whatever scores you are getting, whatever you have done, there is always a next section. I have seen people getting like 99, 100 percentile in quant and just clearing the LRDA cutoff and going to IIM Ahmedabad.
Exactly.
That's not a big deal.
Yeah.
You just need to get that percentile. Interview they'll take care of. I am sure of that. You just need to get the percentile that is there, and for that you don't need to do like get a score in every section. You can do however you want. You just need to get to that final score, obviously clearing all the sectional cutoffs. That is there.
So as you said, Sundaram, one more final question from my side, then I'll be opening the question answer slot.
Sure.
So as you said that you had set a barrier for yourself that, okay, if I am thinking about, I'll be attempting for 48 marks in VARC, right? Yeah. Is setting that barrier a good thing as per the perception of a student? Because let's say the question comes very hard. The questions are very hard. So if you have set a barrier for yourself and you are not able to reach to that barrier, won't it be difficult to tackle other section? Won't you be demotivated?
So the barrier is more for motivation than for demotivation. So for me, how it works was that I did not mind it if I did not get to that barrier. My whole thing was, if I'm getting above that barrier, I have to stay careful. I'm doing it too fast. This is, I know my level is this. Okay. Questions can come tougher, questions can come easier. What I have to stay careful is that if I am going too slow, let's say I have set a, let's say there are about 30 questions. I have set a barrier for 15 questions. I need to do 15 questions, half of the paper. Let's say the paper is for 40 minutes, about 20 minutes have passed. And I don't remember number of questions for 40, but about 20 minutes have passed.
22, yeah.
22, yeah. About 20 minutes have passed, and I am only like 25-30% towards my goal.
Okay.
Then I'll understand that, okay, I'm moving too slow. I know the difficulty of the question. If the questions are too difficult, then it is a very different thing. If I'm seeing that I am able to do the question, but my calculation is taking a lot of time, I'll wait for like, I'll take a breath for 30, and I did that. I'll take a breath for 30 seconds. I'll quickly look, okay, I'm taking more time in arithmetic. Let me find a bit of like, let me find a question of log. Let me find a quick question of algebra.
Exactly.
I'll get one or two quickly. I'll get to my mark, and then I'll move forward again. So it's just a stay, rethink, and start again.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that's what the barrier is for. It's not that if you don't reach the barrier, you won't score, or if you reach the barrier, you will score. It's just that this is my level. I'll have to get to that level throughout the paper, because throughout the paper, you're not at the same level. And quants for me, and this was from the first attempt that I'm giving, I get extremely tired after LRDI. My brain's like dead. So quants is something that is completely on muscle memory. I don't know what I've done in quants. I never remember what I've done in quants. It's just a muscle memory.
And one more thing, like many of the students this year, particularly, I'll say, okay, they are struggling a bit in VARC, right? We are doing everything from our side. We are taking one-on-one mentoring session, like I sat with you last year, and all those sessions are going on, but they are struggling really hard in VARC. So what should be their strategy moving forward from here for the next 70 days in VARC?
Okay.
Because they are not able to score more than 15 or 20. Many students are there. They are not able to score more than 15 or 20 in SimCat or MCAT. So what should be the strategy for them?
Okay. So firstly, I have also not scored much on SimCats and MCATs. My percentile was very low. So that's not a metric. Firstly, I'll tell this to everyone.
One thing I would like to recall, Sundaram, if I'm not wrong, when we sat in one paper in the month of October, I guess, you had scored a 58 point something percentile in VARC sectional.
I have never scored more than 80 percentile or 85 percentile in my IMS and time mocks. Actually, I was searching for my IMS ID. If I could have gotten that, I would have shared my screen and shown it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have any 95, 90, 99. I don't have that. I'm not that kind of a person. I did not score well in mocks. The first thing first, coming to the VRC question. So for VRC, I'll tell this to you in a very frank thing. Once one person strategy does not work on another person. So you will have your own thought process. You will have your own strategy for VRC. Take the mocks, do it, take ample of time and form that strategy. You will understand that. For example, for me, it was simply that I used to read the complete passage. I used to take my time. I used to make some mental notes that, okay, this is there, this is there. And then I used to remember that, okay, these, when I'm reading, I'm understanding that, okay, if I was a paper setter, I would have made a question from this point. It worked sometimes, it did not work sometimes. That's a very different story. Once I know that these specific points are in these paragraphs. Then I used to read the questions. Okay, this question is there. Used to go back to the para because I remember which para it is. So it did not take much time. I used to go back. I used to read that line again. And then I used to eliminate the option. This everybody would have told you. I don't have to tell you again that option elimination is the route to go into VRC, not option selection.
Yeah.
So I used to eliminate the option. And then there is always that 50% probability that, okay, from these two options, what is there? So generally, time and IMS have different strategies that they do. And at some point later on, you'll know that time generally plays one of them plays on words and one of them plays on the meaning.
Exactly.
So that is a strategy. CAT does not do both of them. CAT does whatever it wants. So you have to be a bit more versatile in that way. You just have to understand that one option is wrong for sure. One option is wrong. You just have to find why it is wrong. And that reason will pop up in your head by itself. You don't have to like look for it. Okay, you'll somehow understand that this is wrong. If you don't understand which is wrong, go with your gut feeling. 90% of the time it should be correct. I'll tell you this also.
But at least they should have some two options eliminated.
50% is you have to do. That is
exactly
for sure you have to do. After 50%, I'll tell you, even the best of the best. If I'm not wrong, there is this one guy from, I guess, 2IM or something. He was solving he solves every year. He solves the IMS paper live.
Yeah.
That one guy.
2IM Rajesh Subramaniam,
yes,
right?
Yes. Yeah. He solves it right. There was one paper in our year. He was not able to do good on VRC, and he is very good at VRC. Like he is excellent English. He was not able to do good on VRC because उसको समझ नहीं आया क्या चल रहा है और वो मेरे को समझ आ गया था उसको समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या चल रहा है बट स्टिल ही टैकल दैट ही गॉट अ स्कोर एंड देन उसने कौन फोड़ दिया मतलब लेजिट उसने कौन फोड़ दिया उतना कौन मेरे को लगता ही नहीं कोई फोड़ सकता था उस पेपर में उसने उतना फोड़ दिया so he recuperated with that. He knew that the paper was tough and nobody in that paper was able to score in VRC. He still got a very good percentile in VRC. He understood his mistakes. He moved. Okay, this I know is 100% right. Okay, this I know maybe it's not right, maybe it's right. वो feeling आ जाएगा with time. Practice करते रहो.
So Sundaram, due to the scarcity of your time, I'll start the question.
I have time.
Then it's fine. Then it's fine. Thank you so much. So guys, now I am opening the question answer session. If you want, you can unmute yourself. You can directly ask the question. First of all, raise your hand so that there won't be any chaos. One people should ask a question at one time. Along with that, let me tell you, Sundaram, if you will go through the chats, there are people who are congratulating you. So first of all, they have congratulated you for your excellent performance. So congratulations from their side too. Okay, now guys, you can you ask your questions in the chat section, or you can unmute yourself, whatever you want. People are typing, I guess they're taking too much of time. Guys, do you have any yeah, Ujjwala, you may go ahead.
Yeah, hi Sundaram. First of all, congratulations. Also, I would like to ask, like, I know we all have been now preparing for CAT, so I wouldn't ask you how to prepare and what to do in what subjects, but I would like to know about how is your experience in FMS right now, because I think this is the motivation which I feel I need right now. Like, how are you enjoying life?
Yeah.
At FMS right now.
So this is a very bad time for you to ask me this, but
ये question पूछ लेना बाद में से
second year is enjoyment.
Yeah.
ठीक है. It is there. The reason you are coming to college, you will get that. That is for sure. You will have to work for it. CAT is just the starting point. I'll tell you, there is a lot more to work at FMS or at any other college. No matter what you do, there is a lot more to work on. But I'll tell you, the overall experience is extremely fulfilling. FMS is a great place. आसपास बहुत सारा गोबर है मलकागंज में, पक्का. But FMS as a campus and FMS as a fraternity is very good. By the way, I'm wearing the FMS merch only.
Yeah, I saw that.
तो FMS बहुत सही चीज है. And I'm not comparing any college right now, but if your motivation is okay, getting to this college, you'll get what you want. 100% you'll get what you want, whatever you want.
वैसे भी तू कंपेयर क्यों करेगा? सबसे पहली चीज तो तेरी ROI थी माइंड में.
I wanted that and I got that.
Yeah, exactly. And FMS is a dream to be at. Frankly speaking, it is a dream to be at. So
And many congratulations. I genuinely want, like, now you have summer placements coming up, and then the placements. All the very best for your life.
Thank you so much.
So any other people? Priya, do you have any question, beta?
Thanks, sir.
Murli?
यार you don't have to be so formal. मैंने भी
Yeah,
कुछ
exactly.
उखाड़ा नहीं. मैंने सच बता रहा हूँ, मैंने कुछ नहीं उखाड़ा है. अगर रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करवाने, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करवा लेते हैं. We can talk very frankly.
Actually, many people are not attending, so that's
Yeah,
why.
I know that last year भी recording इसलिए हुई थी, but you can ask me whatever you want. ये recording कहीं नहीं जाएगी, वो पक्का है.
Murli? Yeah, Murli, you may ask a question.
Yeah, hi Sundaram.
Hi.
Yeah, like presently I'm too working.
Okay.
So how did you manage your working hours with your preparation? Like you said, sir said, like you are having 9 to 10 hours working day
Yeah.
daily. So
Yeah.
it's similar to mine as well.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
There are two, 3 ways to do that. What I used to do is I used to get up early and then study, because after work I was like busted. I wanted to eat and sleep. A lot of times I just wanted to sleep. So I used to get up and study, because for me, CAT was a big major priority. So I used to get up, first study for CAT with fresh mind, and then start working and take the work. So it will be hectic and you will not be able to get the equal hours every day, that is for sure. कोई अगर बोले कि हर रोज तुम ये कर लोगे और मोटिवेशनल वीडियो देख लो, मैंने कर लिया, नहीं होता हर रोज. ठीक है, you will have to rest sometime. So study, पढ़ो, सुबह पढ़ो, study in the morning. If you want, take a rest someday. And yeah, now so you'll be going to work. Now I had work from home, so it's actually more difficult for you.
Yeah,
So,
at present I'm at home.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you are at home, then it is fine. Then it is easier for me to answer.
Yeah. For most
So-
of the people, Sundaram, right now the hybrid model is going on.
Oh,
For most
okay.
of the people, yeah.
Then it's cool. Then just I would suggest study in the morning. That's what I did, and that worked for me. But if you are someone who studies at night, I would say sleep for some time and then study, because if your mind is busted now, even if you study for 6 hours, you won't retain it. And CAT is a retention game. You cannot just say that I studied 6 hours and then if you don't score, you cannot say that I studied but I could not score. It was because you did not retain, you were too tired. It is both a mental, physical, and a psychological, all three psychological game. It is not one thing. You cannot just put your body through endless hours of study and then not retain and then say that okay, I did not retain. You'll have, your body needs to rest. So take rest with time, take your time, study and make a schedule that okay, these are the topics I want to do, and when I give my mock, this topic I will not make a mistake in, or this topic I'll find the easy question and do. If I'm not able to do, then I'll analyze why I was not able to do. Did I not get till that part? Did I get into my ego and do some question that I shouldn't have done? So on and so forth. So rest and study in the morning, I would suggest, but again, it's your decision. Take your
Personal
time and
preference.
decide.
Along with that, one more guy has question, Karthik. Karthik has one question, Sundaram. What was your experience when you were giving your first attempt of CAT?
Okay, so first attempt of CAT. So during my first attempt at that year, I was in college. So it was mostly me doing a lot of modules, and then yeah, it was mostly me looking at the quantitative aspect, that how much I have done. So that did not work as such, and I could not cover the course firstly. And I used to do a lot of questions, and I used to do the easy ones a lot. So I did not get the level of that. I either used to do very easy, or I used to do very tough, which took a lot of time. So it is more or less like, if any one of you has given JEE or physics पढ़ी है, Irodov, no one needs to solve an Irodov for JEE. Not even for JEE advanced, you don't need to do an Irodov. Similarly for CAT, you don't need to do Arun Sharma level thing. You don't need to do that. That is not CAT level. That is above that. And if you want to do that, do it at a time when you are not preparing for CAT. Simple. So do the CAT level questions, which is CAT level. Start with the easy and go only till CAT level and a bit above that if something wrong happens. And
this year we have sorted that out, Sundaram. We are providing them with sectionals. Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Last year also provided with a lot of sections. It was me that did not do a lot of them. I'll say that also.
Yeah, but this
But they
year,
provided a lot of
this year we are providing them on test portal so that they can directly check whether they are lagging in time management or
Yep.
something. So
That's perfect.
that thing we have covered.
So that is it. Just go with the process will take care of itself. This is something you listen in whole of your MBA. The process will take care of itself. Follow the process initially. At some point, you will understand what the process is. So what Suraj sir is saying or Kamlendu sir are saying, just do those questions. At some point, you will understand what the importance of those questions was, because they know they have done that themselves and they have made other people do them as well.
So Saurabh has Ariman and Saurabh has two questions. First of all, we'll go with Saurabh. Saurabh, you can ask your question.
Yes sir. वो भैया वो आपने वो LRD के लिए क्या स्ट्रेटजी अपनाया था और विच सोर्स मतलब आपने जेन्युइनली उससे प्रिपेयर करा था LRDA के लिए?
Okay, I'll tell you. So
Okay.
यार LRDA ना पूरा is based on confidence, and this is not, I'm not saying this because I have to gas नहीं है, ये gas पक्का नहीं है. This is just कि LRDA is based on confidence. I'll tell you my story. मेरे LRDA के लास्ट के 2-3 मॉक में 2, 4 और 10 नंबर आए थे. ठीक है. I did not lose confidence कि मेरे को पता था कि मेरा लॉजिक स्ट्रॉन्ग है, मैं ये वाला क्वेश्चन नहीं कर पाया. So first thing is that. Second thing is I mainly time IMS मॉक्स है, उनमें से सारे LRDA क्वेश्चन कर लो, उनको रिवाइज कर लो. थर्डली इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स है, 3 सेट वेन डायग्राम हो गया टॉपिक, देन और कौन से टॉपिक्स आते हैं, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो गया, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आता है, इजी होता है. Then there is games and tournaments, which is a bit difficult, but if you know what to do, there are 2 types in games and tournaments. One type is easy, one type is difficult. Round robin, and I think one more was there, knockout tournament.
Knockout tournament, yeah.
So one is easy, round robin is difficult, it's a bit lengthy, knockout is a bit more easier, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly, yes.
So you can do one type, you can do both types. If you have time, do both of them. If you don't have time, do knockout. Otherwise, generally games and tournaments I used to leave when I saw slot 3 maybe there was this archery wala question. I did attempted that for 2 minutes and then I left. Then there are a lot of abstract questions for which you'll look at the mocks and what they are giving. They have a lot of LRDI sets. So just do them, analyze them, and थोड़ा सा साफ करना इनिशियली LRDI को, बहुत गंदा मत करना, because initially if you do it a bit cleanly ना, you'll understand कि what you are doing. So LRDI
that logical flow, right? You are talking about
logical
that
structure. थोड़ा cleanly करना, जल्दी करना, ऐसा नहीं कि बिल्कुल लिख रहे हो कि लैमिनेट करके रखना है, बट थोड़ा क्लीनली करना कि समझ आए, तो यू विल बी एबल टू क्रैक. अगर फिर भी नहीं हुआ तो लेट मी नो, मैं देखूंगा कि क्या दिक्कत है.
Okay.
मेरे स्ट्रेटजी में भी कुछ दिक्कत है. आई स्टिल वांट टू नो व्हाट मिस्टेक्स आई मेड बिकॉज ऑफ व्हिच आई स्कोर्ड लो इन ओवरऑल इतने टाइम में और मॉक्स में. आई एम स्टिल स्ट्रेटेजाइजिंग माय प्लान एज वेल.
Sundaram, now your junior wants to ask you one question. That's Aryaman Dubey from DTU. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi Sundaram, how are you? So the बात हुई है पहले,
हाँ.
but still just wanted to ask one thing. Like आपने जैसे QA के बारे में बताया कि like CAT level questions करने से हो जाएगा. So तो मतलब विल दैट वर्क एक्चुअली कि थोड़ा सा हाई लेवल करने से ऐसा तो नहीं होता? जैसे मेरे मेंटालिटी क्या है कि लाइक थोड़ा हाई लेवल करूंगा तो जो अगर कॉन्सेप्ट्स होंगे वो शायद थोड़े ज्यादा क्लियर हो जाएं, या वो सब आई यूज, मतलब मेरा थिंकिंग वैसा है थोड़ा सा। तो विल
यार
दैट?
थिंकिंग सही है, थिंकिंग परफेक्ट है। आई डिड नॉट डू, मेरे से नहीं होते थे। मेरा पॉइंट ये नहीं है कि यू शुडंट डू अ हायर लेवल। मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि कैट लेवल विल सफाइस फॉर श्योर। इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ लाइक 30 में से 25 नंबर के लिए जा रहे हो तो हाई लेवल करो पक्का। मेरा वो एम नहीं था, दैट वाज द होल पॉइंट। तो एंड अगेन माय क्यूए वाजंट स्ट्रांग। मेरा पोर्शन दैट वाज स्ट्रांग वाज माय लॉजिक एंड माय वर्बल। एंड आज की डेट में ही मेरी कैलकुलेशन स्ट्रांग नहीं है। आई स्ट्रगल इन एफएमएस एज वेल। मेरा लॉजिक बहुत स्ट्रांग है, मेरे कैलकुलेशन नहीं स्ट्रांग है। So again, because you are engineer DTU, I am pretty much sure कि QA would be your strongest section.
Yeah, it is.
So for if QA is your strongest section, yeah, go for as difficult question as you want, because you are gonna score high in QA. That's your strength. Your strength you have to keep polishing. You don't need to come down because your sword is too sharp.
Exactly.
Simple है.
ठीक है। एंड सेकंड थिंग वाज कि लाइक एलआरडी जो आपका कह रहे थे कि रिटेन करना है, तो हाउ डू यू नो दैट जो आपने पढ़ा है यू आर एबल टू मतलब रिटेन? जिसमें कर मतलब ये कैसे आपको पता लगता था कि आपको याद है चीजें? एक थोड़ा सा अजीब सा क्वेश्चन है आई नो कि
यार
लाइक रिटेंशन
एक
कैसे है, मतलब जैसे आप कह रहे थे रिटेन करना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, तो कैसे रिटेन करते थे आप?
यार एक बार क्वेश्चन करने के 2-3 मिनट बाद इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल द प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन, यू आर नॉट रिटेन फर्स्टली। ये एक चीज मेरे को होती रहती थी। आई वाज वेरी पिकी इन दैट मैनर कि 2-3 मिनट बाद आई नीड टू रिकॉल द क्वेश्चन एग्जैक्टली। सेकंड थिंग वाज कि when you know you have done such a question, when you are doing a similar question again, if you are not able to do that, you have not recorded. And with the practice that you will go through and with the rigor that you will go through in this last stage, you will do similar questions again and again. If you are not able to do them in the mock, you are not able to do them in again, तो नहीं रिटेन हुआ, फिर से पढ़ने की जरूरत है। नहीं रिटेन में कुछ गलत नहीं है, मेरे से भी नहीं होता था, बहुत बार नहीं होता था, अभी भी नहीं होता। बस फिर से करने की जरूरत है, फिर से पढ़ लो उसको, फिर से एक बार कॉन्सेप्ट रिवाइज कर लो एंड हो जाएगा।
ओके। एंड लास्ट थिंग, बस लास्ट क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है
नो
कि आपका
वरी।
डेली शेड्यूल क्या होता था? लाइक मेरा भी थोड़ा हेक्टिक होता है, 9-10 आवर्स होता है। तो आप सुबह उठते थे तो फर्स्ट थिंग आपका कितने आवर का पढ़ाई होता था, एंड उसमें आप
मैं आर्ट्स
कैसे?
नहीं गिनता था, मैं क्वालिटी गिनता था।
हाँ, तो
इफ आई एम
क्वालिटी
डूइंग
में
2
भी आप
क्वेश्चन,
कैसे जज करते थे, मतलब क्या
यार
करते थे आप?
यार जज पूरा इस वे में है, the judge is in this way that if I'm doing a certain question and I think that okay, I had 1 hour, I only did one question, but I know that this kind of question if it comes again, I'll for sure be able to do. That's enough for me. I'm not like looking to beat people in terms of our JEE के time पे I used to do this a lot. Okay, today I sat for 18 hours, I am the champion. कोई चैंपियन नहीं होता यार, 18 घंटे बैठना गलत है। बॉडी को न मत डालो इसमें, ये होगा, यू सिट 18 hours for sure, but you don't need to. So whatever 2 hours you are sitting, just do as much as you can. You don't need to push yourself to do so much. You will not retain, you will not enjoy, and next day नहीं पढ़ पाओगे। 18 घंटे बैठिए, अगले दिन हर बंदा सोता है, मैं भी सोता था, हर कोई सोता है।
So,
18 घंटे।
Sundaram, if I'm not wrong, the question of Ariman was कि how to quantify that qualitative analysis कि मतलब मैंने मेरा क्या मतलब मेरा
हाँ,
जो
मतलब
efforts है
जैसे एक
वो
आपके पास कोई
quality में
एम तो
कैसे
होता होगा ना कि कैसे लाइक इतने दिन में मुझे ये खत्म करना है, या फिर कुछ तो
हाँ,
मतलब आपने
या
बेंचमार्क रखा होगा ना?
there are milestones. Obviously, if I'm starting a chapter, I think that okay, I have to do this in 1 week, and I have said ki okay, this will all be the question that I will do in this 1 week, and I start doing that question. Okay, if I'm lagging behind, I'll see that okay, can I prioritize a bit? This is all a lot of jargon and बहुत बोलते हैं लोग, but you can maybe prioritize a bit. If you are thinking that okay, section 1 is becoming too easy for me and I'm able to go through that, start section 2, do as much as you can. And if you have done the whole of section 2 and you are thinking that okay, I am done, I don't have any more time, then you have to take your judgment call. Everybody's like you are at this point, you are old enough to take a judgment call that अभी इतना preparation मेरे को इस chapter के लिए बहुत है, let's go ahead and do the mock. अगर आगे कोई mock में दिक्कत आएगी तो उस question को analyze करके आगे कर लेंगे। तो उसमें you will have to divide your time, you cannot just go. and quality in the sense यार कि don't rush into things, don't just do things because you have to, do things because you have to repeat that in CAT. So उस वे में अगर करोगे तो I think things will work out, at least that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, so Srinivas has one more question.
Sure.
Sundaram, yes.
Hello, Sundaram.
Ujjwala,
Hi.
I am intentionally putting you at last.
So my question is that you have mentioned that you were really average in quants. So I feel like I'm also an average student. So
Yeah.
by the time CAT arrived, were you able to complete everything like arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and modern maths, or were you thinking to yourself like कि नहीं मेरा arithmetic हो गया and algebra हो गया, यही मेरे strong points है, so I will play on this, or
For
ये सब
sure,
कुछ
man.
भी?
For sure. I strong points मैंने रखे थे. But the thing is ना कि थोड़ा सा और in these days become a bit more open. अगर if you think that okay maybe probability में I am not able to do उतना, मेरा probability नहीं है strong और मैं नहीं कर पा रहा उतना, तो probability में वो वाले questions करो जो पेपर में generally आते हैं. Prioritize in that way. Do the questions that are seen again and again in exams और उससे करने की try करो. That will help you.
Got
I
it.
think
Okay. Thank
उससे a lot should become easier. If it is not becoming easier even with that, then I think leave that. If you think that that's the best judgment call for you, then leave it.
Okay. Got it. Thank you, Sundaram.
So Sundaram, Ujjwala, if you want to ask one question, you can ask it in a fast way.
Yeah, I have one question, which is like I also feel that VA is somewhat a stronger area for me in comparison to other sections. What I usually do is that I try.
I think
Ujjwala, I guess your bandwidth is too low, so we are not audible. You are not, Ujjwala, you are not audible to us. So till that time, we can ask one question that Sneha had asked Sundaram.
Sure.
That it said that minimum 2 years of work ex helps during MBA and placements. To what extent do you feel it's true after going to college?
Sorry, can you come again? I'm so sorry.
She said, Sneha had asked, it said that minimum 2 years of work ex helps during MBA and placements. To what extent do you feel it's true after going to college?
यार, so it is true, it works, but I wouldn't say freshers में कुछ नहीं है. Again, reach out to me. एक बार प्रोफाइल बताना अपनी और इंटरेस्ट बताना, and accordingly I can tell. I don't want to do that in the recorded meet.
Yeah.
अलग से मेरे को बता देना. Reach out to me. Maybe you can share my number.
Okay.
And you can reach out to me. मैं अलग से प्रोफाइल देके एक बार बता दूंगा कि if what you want to do will come in this profile or you should take a talk.
And guys, please don't nag continuously. एक बार ping कर देना whenever he will feel कि हाँ he will be free, he will be answering you for sure. So इसीलिए continuous message मत करना. It's my request from my side. So the other question that Priya has asked Sundaram is currently she is scoring only 50-60 percentile, and she is a very studious student, I must say. She is practicing a lot. I have seen her hard work, how she is putting her efforts. So it becomes difficult and demotivating at some point of time. How to tackle that demotivation phase?
Yeah. So the answer is कि mocks नहीं डिफाइन करते फाइनल परसेंटाइल. आधे से ज्यादा लोगों के मॉक्स में बहुत ज्यादा आते हैं और फाइनल में कम आते हैं, एंड आई हैव सीन दैट, एंड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल score less in mocks and score higher in the CAT. So
See, that was the pattern, Sundaram. You know, she had scored, she attempted 2017 slot 2 a few days back, 2 or 3 days back, and she scored 124. That was not a bad percentile.
Yeah, for sure. So that happens with everyone, and this is a trend that has been in every year. Why I know that is क्योंकि मैंने 3 साल दिया है, तो हर साल देखा है मैंने. So that's why I know. So you don't need to get demotivated because of mocks यार. The mocks is just for your improvement. Mocks को इस तरीके से लो कि सारी what I used to think, and this some teacher in my school told this कि सारी गलतियां जो तुम कर सकते हो वो अभी कर दो, पेपर में मत करना. So this was something my school teacher used to tell me, एंड कोई मोटिवेटिंग डायलॉग नहीं है, जस्ट कि ये सच है. You can commit mistakes where you can, don't do them when you can't. Simple बात है.
Yeah. Okay. And Ujjwala, if you are audible now, you can ask a question.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, okay. So what I feel is my stronger area is VRC in comparison to other sections. The problem which I currently face is I'm unable to leave RCs. Like I wouldn't leave any RC. I would attempt all. I would maybe leave a question or two.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would try and attempt all the RC questions
Okay.
and would skip like the Theta questions and
Okay.
parajumble sort of questions. How I think I take it on my ego. How to, like in these last days, how to go about it.
यार छोड़ के देखो, मतलब it's very simple. What I used to do is, for in one mock I would say that I leave it, I'll see if I'm improving. If I'm not, then it's okay. मतलब I won't leave it ऐसे कि छोड़ना ही है. If I'm clearly able to do it, like there would be some problem that you would be seeing ना, कि for example you are not able to get enough questions right, you are making it a mistake because you are focusing too much on speed. If that is the problem, then I would say that don't focus much on speed. जितना भी हो रहा है उतना कर दो with getting 100% accuracy. तो तुम्हें दोनों एंड पॉइंट्स मिल जाएंगे कि इतने में I'll get 100%, इतने में I'll get speed. You'll understand कि how to optimize it. If that is not your issue, you are thinking that maybe I'll get more right if I'm doing theta, start with theta. ऑनलाइन अगर देखोगे हर बंदा अलग चीज बताता है. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं कि VA ज्यादा आसान है, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं RC ज्यादा आसान है. आई कैन एक्चुअली टेक नेम्स कौन क्या बोलता है, बट आई डोंट वांट टू. सेकेंडली कुछ लोग बोलते हैं स्टार्ट विथ VA देन डू RC, कुछ लोग बोलते हैं स्टार्ट विथ RC देन डू VA. देन देयर इज अ थर्ड स्कूल ऑफ थॉट जो बोलते हैं RC में पहले क्वेश्चन पढ़ लो फिर RC पढ़ना. It all depends किसके लिए क्या काम करता है. No one method works for everyone. So you have to trial and error करना पड़ेगा. अगर trial and error नहीं करोगे तो पता नहीं चलेगा which is the best method for we to attempt the exam, and that is more important to know.
उज्ज्वला, इस क्वेश्चन के बाद तुमको मैं बताऊं, इट हर्ट्स यू नो, इतने VA सेशंस कराने के बाद मैं ये सुन रहा हूँ. अरे on a lighter note it is. It's not something कि मतलब I was intentional, but it was. हाँ, it's fully. It was on a lighter note. Yeah. So any other questions, guys? If you don't have any other questions, we may log off. So we have consumed. I had told him it will be a 20-25 minutes session, but we have stayed till 45 minutes. So if you have any other questions, you might ask as fast as you can, else we might end the session.
Yeah, I think sir, I'll actually leave. I have some
That's
work.
okay, but last में leave करने से पहले एक बार अपना वीडियो ऑन कर ले.
हाँ, sure. I'll leave in 2-3 minutes. ये एक छोटा सा काम.
Yeah, I know.
ठीक है, perfect है.
Okay, so two things. First thing is I'll be sharing the number with everyone in the batch. Okay, only the batch students. I'll be sharing your number. If you are okay, and if you get some free time, so जो भी questions पूछे, you might answer them on your on your own convenience. Second thing, a big thank you from the whole Catway team to coming. है ना,
ये फॉर्मेलिटी मत करो, मेरे को
करना पड़ता है.
अभी रिकॉर्डिंग करके कहीं पे अगर डालना है लिंक्डइन पे तो अलग बात है, रिकॉर्डिंग करके नहीं डालना तो फॉर्मेलिटी मत करो.
लिंक्डइन पे नहीं जाएगा, बट या कुछ लोगों ने अटेंड नहीं करा है तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल बी ऑन कैटवे का यूट्यूब वाला.
हाँ, तो उनको ही पता होना चाहिए कि फॉर्मेलिटी की जरूरत नहीं है कैटवे के अंदर, मतलब फ्रेटर्निटी है, फॉर्मेलिटी नहीं चाहिए.
थैंक्स,
चिल है,
इट्स
परफेक्ट है.
Yeah, and Ujjwala is saying thank you for your time. Other people are also mentioning. Thank you so much, bro. ठीक है, होप जल्दी मिलेंगे. ठीक है, बगल में ही है तो.
हाँ,
ठीक है, तो जल्दी प्लान करते हैं मिलने का. बाकी
चिल मारो गाइस. इतना
लास्ट में जाते अगर
लास्ट चीज एक चीज बोलता हूँ. I got into MBA when I understood that I don't need an MBA to become a manager. सच बता रहा हूँ. I got into MBA the year I understood कि MBA की जरूरत नहीं है. MBA is just a stepping stone. This is not a time to say that, but अगर नहीं भी होता तो हो जाएगा. चीजें सॉर्ट हो जाती है, मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. You have to reach the 10,000 hour वाला मार्क. अगर किसी को नहीं पता 10,000 hour वाला, तो मैल्कम ग्लैडवेल की बुक्स पढ़ लो. देखो
एक चीज बताऊं. देखो, अगर मैं इस मोमेंट पे ये चीज लास्ट ईयर बोल रहा होता ना, तुम बोलते सर क्या बोल रहे हो.
हाँ, क्योंकि ये करते हुए नहीं पता चलता. ये करते हुए एवरीबॉडी इज इन की मैं कर लूंगा. करने के बाद समझ आते हैं. Again, once the process is over, you will understand what each and everything means in the process.
Exactly. So that's why I always ask them to enjoy the journey. Whatever is coming on your way, enjoy it out. Yeah. That's what I ask all of my students. So thank you so much, Sundaram, for providing this much time. Chill है, ठीक है, मिलते हैं जल्दी bro.
I'll leave
Bye bye.
now.
हाँ.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
sir.
Thank you so much.
सर नहीं चाहिए यार, कभी भी सर मत बोलो कॉर्पोरेट में, वो सामने वाला बंदा सच में परेड कर देगा.
Exactly.
Perfect. Bye.
चलो bye bye.
All the best.
So guys, I guess the session must have been helpful. मेरे को recording